Hi, I'm Sierra Morris and this is Chuck and the Chicks. In this video, I'll be talking about 5 tips, flock forage bundles, how you can make free snacks for chickens. I'll be sharing tips for creating healthy snacks to provide your flock with the benefits of green vegetation even in the depths of winter. But before I jump into the video, a few important disclaimers first. Flock forage bundles, the ones I'm going to be making in this video, are meant to be snacks, meant to be given as supplements or treats, and they are not complete nutrition for chickens. Your domesticated chickens are omnivores, meaning they need both protein and vegetable matter to be healthy and to perform at their best. Flock bundles are not a substitute for complete poultry feed. Not all weeds are safe for chickens. Not all plants are safe for chickens. It's your responsibility to appropriately research and identify which wild plants may be edible and safe for chickens in your specific region. Begin by researching what weeds are common in your region. Further narrow this list by the weeds and plants that you have access to in your own backyard. Then individually research which of these may be safe for chickens. Never forage from private or public property without the appropriate permissions. Not all regions or areas allow foraging. You can use a plant identification app or a plant identification book or pamphlet to help grow your plant identification skills. Be certain the plants you're gathering have not been treated with yard chemicals or pesticides. These chemicals, even when the plants have been washed, can cause injury or worse to your chickens. Never force chickens to eat something they're reluctant to consume. Chickens have senses that we don't, and if something's unappealing to them, it's likely for good reason. And lastly, I'm not a veterinary professional. Your choices for the care of your livestock are solely your responsibility. I maintain our backyard as a grazing area for my small family flock. I don't use chemicals of any kind to ensure the plants that I gather intentionally for my chickens will be safe for them. I've also worked hard to propagate specific plants that are edible for my chickens in their grazing area. My forage bundles are going to contain broadleaf plantain, white clover, red clover, violets, lemon balm, mint, yard grass that has gone to seed, and dandelions. The equipment I use is a pair of scissors, a large piece of jute twine, and a paper label to mark which plants are going to be gathered in the bundle and the date that they were gathered. When I'm harvesting plants for my chickens first, I positively identify the plant. If you're not certain, just leave it. Then I examine the leaves for any insects or insects' eggs. I check the top of the leaf and the bottom of the leaf. Once I've determined the plant is the correct one, I use my scissors to harvest the leaves and/or the blooms of the plant. I don't harvest more than 1/3 of any plant. That way I can continue to grow it in my dedicated backyard grazing area for my backyard flock. I let my flock show me what greens they find most desirable in the chicken yard. While I was gathering plants, Starshine showed me she was really enjoying some of these yard grasses that had gone to seed under the apple tree. Since my hen showed me she was naturally inclined to eat this grass and this grass seed, I included it in the forage bundle. Too many grasses and fibrous materials in your chicken's diet can cause impacted crop or sour crop. If your flock is like mine and they only have a small area to graze or they live partially or in full-time confinement, poultry grit in a free choice dish or dispenser is essential to their health. I also provide oyster shell in a free choice dispenser for my flock. These inexpensive supplements are essential for your flock's health, well-being, and productivity. Once I've gathered all of my forage plants, I stack them largest to smallest on my garden table or any clean surface with the stems all facing in one direction. If you're concerned about the dirt on the plants, you can rinse them in a salad spinner or in your sink, but this step is optional. I then tie the bundle on the stem side with the jute twine. I'm doing a snap transition here because I've always wanted to do one of those. I create a label with lists of all the plants that are included and the date. I hang my bundle to dry someplace that is dry and warm out of direct sunlight inside. Moist or cool conditions can cause your bundles to rot. If you're hanging herbs or forage bundles for the first time, you may want to experiment to find the perfect drying spot in your home. In a few months, once the chicken yard is full of ice and snow, I'll add these bundles back into my flock's diet combined with their fermented feed and kitchen scraps for a nice nutritious treat. If you've been struggling to understand the difference between all of the different kinds of food choices that are available in the livestock food aisle, I have a whole video dedicated to understanding the livestock food aisle that explains what all the different kinds are, what their intended purposes are, and the different nutritional values of those. I'll be sure to include that video below in the description. Have you been foraging before for yourself or for your flock? What were your experiences like? What tips would you give to other people who are trying foraging for the first time? Be sure to share your thoughts below in the comments so we can all learn and grow together from all of our different lived experiences. I hope you've enjoyed this video about gathering free forage bundles for your chickens in your own backyard to provide them with great snacks now and all winter long. Small flocks and small gardens can save the world. Every flock grown in the presence of a family with love, every small garden and container garden makes the world a better place. Thank you for everything you're doing here with me on the channel, and thank you for everything you're doing with your own flocks, your own gardens, and your own container gardens all over the world. Thank you to all of my current, new, and long-term subscribers. My purpose is to share information about backyard chickens and homesteading with as many people as possible to make this information easier to understand and more accessible. But I couldn't do that without each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for your support here on the channel and for everything you're doing with your own flocks, gardens, and container gardens. Thank you so much for being here. We would love to have you as part of our flock. Lots of love from our coop to yours. See you next time.